I haven't worked in my sketchbook in a while, and I kind of been missing it. So I think it's time to do a little mixed media sketchbook spread. Every season, my family and I create a bucket list for the season. It's my favorite thing to do because I love the anticipation of looking forward to all the things that make a season special. This year, we did our summer bucket list, and I decided to make a painting of it. So here we go. Be honest with you, watercolor is not my best medium, and I really want to improve on it. So I think I'm going to try and do more work in my sketchbook on a regular basis. I was doing a lot when I had a New Year's resolution a couple of years ago to paint every day, and I was doing a lot in my sketchbook then. But I've kind of slacked off on it, and so I think I really want to get back into it and try and improve those skills. Generally, I'm very systematic. I like to paint the whole spread, one layer at a time. But in this video, it's a little bit chaotic. I didn't do that this time. I think I just really wanted to enjoy the process and kind of just work on whatever I wanted to work on. So don't worry, I will come back and finish the details, and I hope you enjoy the video. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and we have the most amazing fresh berries in the summertime. When I was a kid, I got paid to pick strawberries, and I made almost no money because I spent most of my time in strawberry fights with the other pickers or stuffing my face. So we always love to pick the fresh blueberries and strawberries. They are so amazingly delicious. Nothing like the stuff you buy in the stores. In our town, we have this ice cream shop that sells the most amazing ice cream flavors, really unique flavors like black pepper or basil and whatever. So delicious. But sometimes we like to make our own ice cream, and maybe I'll use up the blueberries in the freezer from last year or whatever we have on hand to make the ice cream. Hopefully, we'll get to that on our bucket list this summer. I think I need to buy some new paintbrushes. This watercolor brush is driving me crazy. When I was a kid, my mom and I would always get these string green beans, and we would make spicy dill pickle beans, dilly beans, spicy dill pickle dilly beans. That's a tongue twister. Anyways, so that's something we would do together. Lately, I've been making dill pickles, and I love having them in the fridge for all my recipes. But when I bought the last box, I got, I think, too big of a box because the pickles have lasted me like 3 years now. So I'm set for a while. And I love how these days you can get the jars in gorgeous blue, green, or pink colors. It makes them so pretty. My favorite summer vacation we do about every other year. We rent a house on the Oregon coast, and we rent a house big enough for everybody, and that would be my husband, my kids, my son-in-law, and my grandson. And we spend about a week there, and it's just so relaxing. It's beautiful. We spend time on the beach. We play board games, do puzzles. I, of course, do some painting. It's just a wonderful, relaxing time, eating good food and spending time with the people I love. My favorite part about this whole process is when I get to come back with the colored pencils. I don't know why I find it so rewarding, but I just absolutely love this stage of a sketchbook spread. And if you're new to colored pencils, I highly recommend, if you can, investing in a good set because the difference between high quality colored pencils and really cheap ones is so amazing. The better ones are creamier and so pigmented and just absolutely gorgeous. I have a difficult time keeping my work area clean. So every now and then I have to stop, put everything back in its containers, and reset before I can continue on. Otherwise, things just get very chaotic. I really wanted caramel on my s'mores this time. So I bought the Ghirardelli sea salt caramel chocolates and put it on my s'more, and it was to die for. It was so delicious. If you have a tip for making your s'mores more tasty or fun, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I debated whether or not to paint a background color, but I think it'll help tie everything together. So I'm gonna paint the background a light blue. Thought about using gouache, but my gouache is pretty dried up right now. So I guess that's my next project is to rehydrate it all. So I love to go camping because I know that I have fond memories from when I was a kid camping with my mom, and I want my kids to have the same fond memories. But I am a wimp and I don't do tent camping anymore if I can avoid it. So a few years ago, we bought this camper. We drove to the other side of the state to buy this camper very impulsively, getting there at midnight and meeting with the people, buying the camper and driving it home and not getting home till 5 a.m. the next morning. Well, we got home and the camper had some duct tape across um, above the window on the front of it. And we pulled the duct tape off, and there's this huge gash in the metal. So we ended up basically pulling the whole metal siding off the camper, special ordering a new piece to cut and put on there. But it took us 3 years to actually finally get the thing on because we got it halfway on and had some problems and then got intimidated and never wanted to go back to it. Anyways, 3 years later, we finally get this piece of metal all the way on and the window back in, and the camper is good to go. So we just took it last weekend for our first inaugural camping trip in the camper. And it's so cute. It's this little vintage camper, and we had a great time and so glad we finally got it on the road. I was also debating whether to line the painting with ink and decided that I think it'll make everything pop a bit more. And I'm glad I did because I'm definitely liking the way it's turning out. I love micron pens for this purpose because they're waterproof. I did want to use my fountain pen, but unfortunately, my fountain pen has blue ink in it right now, and I didn't want to stop to change the ink in it. So I know everybody eats popsicles in the summertime, but for us it's especially fun because we like to try different things. For example, the most recent popsicles we made, I took some of our fresh strawberries and mixed them in with lemonade, and we made popsicles from that. We've also done root beer float popsicles, popsicles with gummy bears in them. It's just fun to be creative, and the kids love it. Well, I had fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope it inspired you to get out your sketchbook and have a little fun too. Thanks for watching.